Do I feel good today? And I'm letting the universe know that we are live. Now, here in our little world of driving the line, you guys have made it what it is. We like to call this Christmas morning. It's our very first full Sunday morning of the NFL season as we rebranded 8 months ago, and we could not be more excited. I'm your host, the coach. I'm here every single day. We are live on weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern time and now on Sundays for the next 20-plus Sundays until the new year. So we are primed, locked, and loaded. Do not forget, we have a brand new partner tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. It is DTL Prime Time Live on Stadium and also right here on our YouTube page and then every single weekday. Do not forget, it is growing rapidly. DTL, the podcast, drops around 2 p.m. Eastern time with all of your crew members. But I can't do this without my partner, the five-tool player, the man who is ready for the Titans to go to a Super Bowl. AB, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. You know what? You can't win 17 games in the regular season like the Titans are going to without winning the first one. Baby, let's go. Well, we'll take a step back on that 17.
I believe that because of you later in the show, we're going to try new things out this year. If you guys like them, great. If you don't, let us know and we'll change it. But just for you, AB, we're doing our 5 top games, and I have put in the Titans and the Bears today just for you, sir. Just for you.
I appreciate that, Coach. Everybody here in Nashville, Davidson County is fired up for it. We appreciate you on that one.
Amen. Real quick, before we get to the crew and before we get to the show, did you happen to have any takeaways from college football yesterday? Because, AB, on Mondays, we're going to have a full section about the whole weekend. But I watched your Tennessee Volunteers last night, and if I could just say this, you guys have a shot this year. You guys looked amazing. You just blew NC State ranked team out of the water. How did you think that your Heisman Trophy winning quarterback looked last night?
Nico Labalibalea, my man, is good to go. And you know what? It's crazy. That's only his third start. And here's also the best part. Tennessee's defense hasn't given up a touchdown in 12 quarters now. Amazing.
Wow.
Josh Heupel's got it going.
I also saw you tweet about that amazing interview after Notre Dame did what Notre Dame does. You lose at home after a big win on the road. You are ranked number 5, and now you've got to be perfect with not so much of a good schedule. AB, that was what football's all about.
That's what sports is all about. That's why we love it, man, because the coach, he played at Northern Illinois, and he said, look, I know what it feels like to not get recruited by schools like Notre Dame, to feel like you're second class to all these big teams. But he dropped the biggest point. And, Coach, something you've said forever, if you just believe, man, if you just believe, you can accomplish anything that you want to. And that, how great is that for a messaging from a coaching staff to say, kids, I told you, if you just believe in yourself, anything can happen. And I don't care what happens to any of those people involved in that program. Last night, they can never take that away from you, man. You went to their house and you owned it and left with it. That was awesome.
It's all about moments. It's all about moments. And if you guys haven't seen what we're talking about on the field, there was potentially a better video from inside the locker room after the game last night. Great stuff. And that's why we love doing what we do here. I say it all the time. We are a sports and sports betting brand because we like to do it all. It's not just about the numbers and the picks. However, AB, today is, and our good friend Howie Schraub, God rest his soul, he would have loved today, and he's always looking down. What are the selections for the Howie Schraub crew play of the day?
Howie would have sent an email at 2:30 in the morning that we could never read on air, and I would have loved it and missed it, right? All right, you got 2 games, 4 options here, all right? These are pretty much the 2 most bet games that we have during the day slate here in week 1 of the NFL. You going Cowboys +2, Browns -2. Are you going Titans +3.5? Are you going Bears -3.5? Polls in the chat. Vote now. We'll update as we always do at the end of the show.
There you go. By the way, our man Raphael, the numbers guy, had a little bit to do today. He's on the road, but as always, he is in the chat. If you have any questions for him, he will answer them in real time, because I got to tell you, there's a lot of movement going on today, but it's time to bring in the crew because we have a lot to talk about, a lot of games to talk about, 8 early ones to be exact. You got the big Cowboys and Browns at 4:25 Eastern. So without further ado, it is now time for the picks. And I love it when we have a nice little square box of 4 faces today. And look who's ready to go on our very first NFL Sunday. He is the man from the dirty. He eats, breathes, sleeps Saints football. Charles Big Chuck. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach, crew. Yeah, excited. Who couldn't be excited? It's day 1 of the NFL. Well, not officially, but Sunday, the big card comes up today. So, yeah, now excited about today. Not too optimistic about this Saints home opener as well, but we'll keep the faith. So excited to get it going.
Really good, positive, high spirits there out of Louisiana from Big Chuck. Now, this man has been grinding. He's got the best beard in the game, yes, but he is doing a lot for us here at DTL, including if you follow him, he's all about the fantasy as well. Soupy, good morning, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I have Jordan Love in one of my fantasy teams, a big one. We're lucky, only an MCL sprain. He'll miss about 3 to 4 weeks. It could have been worse. It looked worse to me when I saw that on Friday.
It most certainly did. We'll keep our eye on that as well. By the way, DG, he is in the chat right now. You have any questions for him, put them in the He will answer them for you in real time. I also need everybody to hit that like button every time you come in. Hit the like button and then start chatting away. So we're going to separate the okay, everybody's moving now. Everybody stop for a second. I was like, am I going to have to do the show all by myself? I mean, I can. But we're going to separate the Sunday morning show, at least now, until we're live on stage. Don't tell anybody. Picks here, then we're going to prop it up, and then we're going to discuss the biggest games of the day more in depth. So, AB, I want to start with you because this is our first bet, our first pick on a Sunday morning. You've got 3 big ones today. What do you like?
Coach, we're going to try to mirror what we did yesterday as a brand and go about 13-5 and crush it, and we're going to do that again today. We'll start with the Dolphins money line and the Chargers money line at plus 155. Yes, I believe that the Dolphins get the job done against the Jaguars, and I believe that the Chargers get the job done against the Raiders, even though, again, Liddy, thank you for the Raiders hat, but I've got to go with my gut on this one. So we're going to take both of those teams just on the money line. No spreads, no nothing. Just win the game. Next, let's take a look at 2 overs here. All right, first one, we're going to have the Cowboys and the Browns. Now, I know that this one is later in the day, and I believe that that number is sitting at what, 41, I believe, right now on the recap slide. So you will see that one. We're also going to play the Raiders and the Chargers over 40 in this one because I saw both of these teams. They don't have a lot of defenses there. It's going to be a fun game. Now, the Cowboys and Browns, 2 great defenses. But you know what? I think you're going to have 2 solid quarterback outings today. So I'm going to take the points in both of those games.
You know what I like about your picks today, specifically the plus 155 parlay, is that there are certain trends, or for me, it's kind of a gut feeling, but I like to go with home teams in week 1 because I feel like they get that little extra added bonus from their home crowd. And both these Dolphins home against the Jags and the Chargers home against the Raiders. Did that play into your thinking at all?
It did. Not only that, but also teams that they're very familiar with, teams that are either in the state, used to be in the state, fan bases know each other. Like you know what time it is, right? There's no sneaking up on it. You know exactly what time it is, and they need to get this win. So 100% coach, yes.
All right. Shout out to Lynn's in the chat. All 4 defenses thus far, and Thursday and Friday look soft. They didn't play preseason, and they're sucking win at the end. That's true. It's true with the Chiefs, and it was true with the Packers and the Eagles as well. Also, all of you in the eliminator pool for DTL, don't forget, get your pick in. I actually saw a nugget, AB. You know the big Circa one that has like $14 million or something like that in it? There's another one for 1,000, not the 5,000 one, that like 52 people didn't get their picks in. You have to have them in, I guess, Saturday night. 52 people paid $1,000 and didn't get their picks in, is what I read.
That's brutal. How do you just lose $1,000 like that? What else are you doing this week?
There you go. I don't know. There's certain rules for that one, and that one they don't play. You don't call up Circa and go, "Hey, dog."
Yeah.
I
Hey,
forgot
can you
last
get
night.
this in? And by the way, anybody that is in our league, if you're in the Circa, if you're in that one that you're speaking of, apparently everyone's going with the Bengals today. That is the choice across the country against the Patriots. Yep, same.
I made it on Wednesday. All right. Mark says, DG, I'm watching the perfect couple here with Coach and AB. Mark, I appreciate that, but we've got Charles. We've got Soupy. AB, go. What they?
Oh, no. I was agreeing with you. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
All right. Charles, let me come over to you, big boy, because I see three different plays here, and we've got it over, then we've got a straight play, and then you're also following the lead of AB. Give me all three of yours, please.
First up, Saints, Panthers over 41.5. These two teams are notorious for going under, but I think with these additions, the revised Panthers offense on Deontay Johnson and company, plus Lave and Kamara on the other end, I think we can get 20-20. Then we get a field goal to win it, or a 21 apiece as well. So I think being indoors as well, I think we can get to this at least 42 points. Seahawks -6. But just like you were saying, game one of a more experienced team, a rookie coming in. What rookies are like, I think 17, 0-7 in over the last 5 years. Just a dreadful opening record for Bo Nix. Then lastly, I'm going to pair the Falcons money line, Seahawks money line. I like the Falcons in this matchup against the Steelers with Russ at helm as well, and Kurt taking over for the Falcons. And then, of course, I'm going to bundle that with the Seahawks as well for some plus money.
I like having money lines together. And, Charles, I apologize, but I was a little bit distracted. AB, we have an issue. As we were putting together our talent lineup for today, and I said, hey, Soupy, can you work Sunday morning? Yeah, man, I got you. Charles, he only has one answer. Whatever you need, big dog, whatever you need. And then we asked DG, and I thought, no. He's probably going to go to church. The Church League superstar is always talking about Sunday mornings, but guess what he's doing right now? Yep, there you have it. Currently watching the perfect couple with the wife on a Sunday morning leading into NFL games instead of being on DTL. Your thoughts, AB?
The perfect couple. He's watching Will Levis to Tony Pollard into the flats. I didn't know that. That's
Drop
for all
the mic,
8 Titans fans
drop
in the
the
chat
mic.
right now. Let's go.
He has all these ideas and then wants us to carry them out. All right, DG, enjoy the perfect couple, and then enjoy Big Brother tonight when we're on DTL Primetime Live from 7 to 8. Is DG on tonight, AB? I don't even know.
I hope so. And I need like 5 screens of just reality shows that are going behind him. I just need all of them.
Oh man. I hate to admit it. I watch almost all of that crap. Almost all of it. All right. Charles is gone. AB has rocked it. Don't forget, we still have props to come. We're separating them out. But Soupy, as far as straight plays are concerned, you also have 3 that we are sinking our teeth into. Talk to me.
I will be at 1 o'clock sitting watching the Vikings and Giants just because I like to make myself suffer.
Oh!
I am a diehard Giants fan. I will be. But the defense is 2 great pass rushers, 1 and 2 in blitz percentage last year, both top 7 in quarterback hurries. And this quarterback matchup, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, I don't know about it. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring, slow game. Just disgusting. Not going to be disgusting is the Titans. I actually think they're going to be a lot better than people believe. I know AB already believes in them. And the quarterback has taken number 1 overall. In their first start, 1 in 14 against the spread. That is Caleb Williams today. Give me the Titans +4. And the Raiders, a team that I am big on that not a lot of people are. I love their defense. I love their offensive line. I actually like the pieces that they got. Zamir White with Devontae Adams. I think Gardner Minshew will be a lot better in that offense than people believe. I think they're going to do much better against the Chargers, who I don't think are going to be that good this year. There's just so many problems. We're going to see it in week 1. Give me the Raiders +3.
Wow. Interesting. I normally don't pay attention to the whole show or all the picks that everybody else has, but as I checked my notes, AB, I feel like that was a direct shot right between the eyes.
It was a shot for sure, but you know what?
Yeah.
As long as we get points, I don't really care.
I think the Raiders will be, or the Titans will be good this year. I do. I think they'll be better.
Oh, no. I was talking about the Chargers.
Yeah.
He has the Chargers on the money line.
Yeah. Them, I don't think they're going to be good.
Wow. All he's doing is giving 3 picks. I set him up to just come and crush you, AB, and he can't even take the handoff. We just fumbled it from the shotgun. By the way, Daryl says, Coach, how do you have time to watch anything? I sit in this office all day, and I have this on, and I have my TV on. And it's all on crap. I promise you. You got to have a disconnect at some point, or you'll go crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, everybody is gone. Their straight picks are done. Hopefully, you have your paper, just like me, and you have your pen ready to go. But we have a ton of props to get to, and we absolutely destroyed it on Thursday and Friday because this is where my guys really excel. So, producer man, if you don't mind, it's time to prop it up. Oh, let it feel. Let it rush over you. Let it all go. And AB, I'm coming to you first, big boy. You've got 6. So I would like to chop them in to 3 each. So start with Nick Folk and give me your first 3, sir, if you don't mind.
Can do, sir. We got a ton of props on the board today. First, we're going to go Nick Folk of your Tennessee Titans over 1.5 field goals. This is one of the most accurate kickers in the NFL last year, and he is going against the Bears today on the road. I think both the Bears and the Titans will have success between the 20s, but maybe not inside the 20s. So take him over 1.5 field goals. It could be that kind of a day. Next, Trevor Lawrence of the Jaguars over half an interception, -125. The no-fly zone is open for Big Trev. Next, Soupy. Calling this one right to you. Gardner Minshew, over half an interception as well. The no-fly zone is open for your boy as well. Take those 2 to throw picks. Let's go.
I don't like to talk about business behind the scenes, AB. You know me. I don't like to tease at all. But I know this. I know that all the executives at Stadium, our new partners, DTL Primetime Live, do you know what their favorite segment of the show is, AB?
I do not.
It would be the no-fly zone.
All right.
They love the no-fly zone. They love it even more, AB, when you do it. And then on Friday night, where was the interception by Jalen Hurts, sir?
Over the middle.
Over the middle.
Same thing with Love. Over the middle.
Said.
Hey, and remember that. You bring up a good point. Like, all 3 interceptions were passes across the middle. Remember this year, all throughout, because it will make you money. Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love have serious trouble throwing over the middle. They will pay you out.
There you go. Quickly, DG gave this out on the Friday show. Cairo Santos over 1.5 field goals, -110. AB, why is this a good pick by DG?
Exactly the same thing we just said about the Titans. The Bears on that side, right? They could have trouble, especially with a brand new quarterback, a rookie, scoring in the red zone, leaving the Bears to kick. And Cairo Santos, he was solid last year. They're going to have plenty of opportunities to do it. Yeah, both him and Nick Folk in this game, a lot of field goals.
All right, keep that in mind. Educate and entertain. It's what we're all about. Now, Charles, you have a classic splitter today. A classic Big Chuck splitter, as I like to call it. I need your top 2, sir, and explain yourself.
Devon Achane, how you want to say that, over 22.5 receiving yards. I think that he's going to be a little prime option there for Tua as well. Plus going against this Jaguars below par defensive unit as well, especially on the back end. So, yeah, give me Achane over 22.5 receiving yards. Then, speaking of Tony Pollard, over 11.5 receiving yards. I think he's going to get a couple of those little wheel routes. I'm from Levis as well against this Bears defense. So Love only needing 12 receiving yards from Tony Pollard against the Bears.
I like it a lot. I'm writing down some of the picks from the chat, and I'll run them by my guys, as many as I can get to in just a couple of minutes. By the way, AB, Nate has a great suggestion in the chat. We need to get AB some aviators and a bomber jacket to wear during the no-fly zone. That would be amazing.
It would be fantastic. And I tell you what, once this show is over, we're running up to the prop store. We're going to go get I like it. Nate's right on, man. We're absolutely going to do that.
That's a go. Nate, that is a go. They might have them at Buc-ee's. Just go to Buc-ee's. They have everything else there.
I'm telling you. Hey, I'll tell you this. I saw the guy that's in the big Buc-ee's suit. He was getting hammered by people wanting pictures and doing all this. And I was like, oh, that guy, man, he's stuck in hell. 5 minutes later, I saw him walking outside, lift the head, light up a cig. I was like, yeah, he deserved that one.
That's always the best. You remember that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode where he was doing this? It's so
Hilarious.
Great. It's so great. By the way, Kevin says with a big old bag of jerky also. You're damn right, Kev.
Yes.
You're damn right. Now, Soupy, you guys are amazing this morning. Put a Top Gun theme song when you cut to the segment. Oh, my God. If we wouldn't get sued for it, we absolutely would. We absolutely would. Soupy, this is your cup of tea. This is your bread and butter. You love props. You love fantasy. We're going to feed you into that lane, but today is just about props for you. Give me your 3, sir.
Yeah, don't worry to James Cook owners. He is still going to be the guy in Buffalo, but I do believe they are going to work in Ray Davis. This is a very low number at 15.5. Take it this week because it's going to go up after this week. Bryce Young, he needs to get better in the passing game. He will get better in the passing game because they did a lot of work to that offensive line, but his bread and butter is still with his legs. Over 11 rushing, over 11.5 rushing yards. Saints have allowed the 5th most rushing yards to quarterbacks last year. And Bijan Robinson going against the Steelers. And Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith is going to be on the sideline. And Bijan is going to be looking at him when he's running up the sideline like, hey, you should have used me more. Over 95.5 rushing and receiving yards against the Steelers' run defense that allowed the 10th most rushing yards to the running backs last year.
Do you actually think he's going to be running down the field looking at Arthur Smith as he runs and says, you should have used me more?
He's going to hold it and wave.
Yeah, that'd be very Deion Sanders' like. By the way, Deion and his crew had a rough night on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if they'll make it into our new segment on Monday morning, which, by the way, if you haven't heard our big announcement, starting tomorrow, all of our weekday 10 a.m. shows will be live on Stadium. That's right. We're going to be available in more than 150 million homes. Amazon Prime. AB, wasn't it really cool when you go to look at the rundown and you're on something big like Amazon Prime and it says DTL Primetime Live, and now we'll have DTL in the morning too at 10 a.m.? How cool is that?
It was awesome. As Lynn says in the chat, time to kick the tires, light the fires, and it was great. We had so many people texting with pictures saying we were on Amazon right there, off all throughout Stadium. It was awesome, man. I loved it.
Awesome. It's really going to take us to another level, and I can't tell you how excited we are to be partnering with them and to allow us and trust us to be on their incredible platforms. But for all of you who just have YouTube, that's fine too, but I'm telling you, you want to find Stadium because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with them, not just our shows. All right, now, AB, I'm coming right back to you because you have 3 more, and this is something new this year that I really feel like I'm leaning into with you, and that's the combined interception market. Please explain, because we have a lot of people who are just getting in, why you wouldn't just play one each, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. All right. So we've got 3 right here. And the reason that we play it, the over 1.5 interceptions, is because it doesn't matter how many each person throws, right? What I mean by that is this. So Josh Allen and Kyler Murray, all right, Bills, Cardinals playing each other, over 1.5 interceptions at plus 150. Josh Allen could throw 2. Kyler Murray could throw 2, or they could each throw 1. It doesn't matter how we get to 2 or more. We just have to get there with these 2 guys. So I found these at BetMGM, but they're around all kinds of different sports books, right? So I just wanted to say where I purchased these bets at. So Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, over 1.5 interceptions, plus 150. 2 defenses that can pick the ball off, and 2 quarterbacks that can certainly get it out there. And the reason also that we play these is because a lot of quarterbacks today, when you look at the interception markets, are super expensive. Will Levis with the Titans, for example, minus 170. Caleb Williams of the Bears, minus 150. They're so expensive today because it's week 1 and a lot of quarterbacks throw them. So we're just going to combine, play it, and get the money there. So that was the first that we had, Josh Allen and Kyler Murray, both at an interception. Now, if you take a look here, not all odds are plus 150 except this with Joe Burrow, Jacoby Brissett over 1.5 interceptions, plus 150 as well. Joe Burrow, his first game back in a long time. He could put one in the air. All right. Jacoby Brissett is definitely putting one in the air because the Patriots are not that good. And then finally, Deshaun Watson and Dak Prescott over 1.5 interceptions. Look at that. Plus 110. We're not even getting, all right, 5 nickels out of this one or whatever it is. I can't do the math that Raphael does. He's too good. But we're going to take both of those because both of those quarterbacks are juiced way on their singular interceptions. But we're going to take it over 1.5.
And guess what our beautiful little ears get to hear with that Cowboys-Browns game today, AB?
Thomas Leviticus Brady Jr. Have you listened to any of the like practice runs that he did?
Well, I saw him like on the UFL and stuff like that, if that's what you're talking about.
Well, they had some on YouTube, kind of how like Tony Romo would practice with Jim Nantz like before he started. And they put people put different clips. Let me tell you this. The effort that Tom Brady put into playing the NFL is the effort that this man worked this offseason. He's phenomenal at this. Oh, I'm telling you, people are going to love Tom Brady. Even if you hate Tom Brady as the player, you'll love listening to him. Dude, great, man. Great.
I saw his commercial yesterday. They ran it maybe 2 or 3 times during the Texas-Michigan game, which was on Fox. Yeah. And basically, you guys haven't seen it. He was talking about going back to work. And why would he? And it was kind of cool. They addressed everything that we've all been saying. He's already made $400 million. Why would he want to go back and do this? He loves the game of football at the end of the day, doesn't he, guys? I mean, this is what he loves, even though he's flash and he's all over and he had a supermodel wife for a long time. But at his core, he loves the game of football, and he takes it very seriously, and he also thinks the league is soft. And I can't wait for him to say that the first time. Yep. Can't wait.
Yep.
Can't wait. We have 2 more, and then we will get into our big-time discussions. And you guys need to know at home, if you're a brand-new bettor or you are a veteran, yes, the picks are nice, but being more educated will help you in a lot of different ways with live betting and a lot of different ways to just bet the game. It matters. But, Charles, I got to come over to you because you have 2 more, and you're also leaning in, among other things, to a big-time tight end that you think will start off with a really good game in Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I think he's going to be Kirk Cousins' new security blanket as well. I think he definitely goes off today. 5-6 catches. I can see him getting over this. He averaged about 38, 39 yards last season, so I can see that average tick up as well. So, yeah, I think he's going to be a primary target for old Kirk going forward. Then Jackson Smith and Jogbe over 44.5 receiving yards. He's also quietly becoming Geno Smith's favorite weapon as well. He averaged about 38, 39 yards per game last season as well. I definitely see him getting 5-6 catches in this one. I think he's going to have a monster game as well. So only needing 45 yards in this spot against this Denver defense. Yeah, sign me up for that one as well.
All right. We've got a little dissension in the ranks, by the way. And go see Mike. You got to know us better than that. We keep it real. If we like something, we say it. If we don't, we don't. And if we like Tom Brady, damn it, we're going to say it. But he says, please don't start sucking up to Tom Brady. Come on, man. He's the songbird of our generation. He's like a cross between Fergie and Jesus. No, but if he's good, we're going to say that he's good. It's as simple as that. Just like we said with Joe Tessitore last week. If he's good, he's good.
That's right.
We're not going to be like a lot of shows and just suck up to the NFL or suck up to that. But I agree with AB. He's been good at everything he's done. He's been very, very active in podcasting, and I think I want to hear what he has to say. And for $350 million, AB, so does Fox.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, man. I mean, he's not controversy, but like he brings polarizing. Like you either love him, hate him, kind of in the middle. But I'll tell you this, all right. And I've talked with Tom Brady personally. All right, the guy does not sugarcoat anything. Like, do not concern yourself with that whatsoever. He will give you his opinion right there. I assure you of that.
And that I can't wait for. Now, I will say this. It was perhaps the dumbest contract, but that's what they had to pay him to get him when they signed him 2 or 3 years ago. His agents were brilliant. Do not wait till he's done. They negotiated this right after he won a Super Bowl. That's the best time.
Our man Kevin Harlan's like, where's my $40 million check?
Yeah, give me some right now, dog.
He's
right
working
now.
9 jobs tonight. I love Harlan. He's awesome.
And he's from Kansas City, as a matter of fact. Yeah. His daughter's very, very good in the broadcasting space as well. All right. So we've gone through all of our straight picks. We have gone through all of our props. But we want to go a little bit deeper on what we consider to be 5 of the biggest games of the day. There are 8 at 1 p.m., 2 at 4:05, and then 2 at 4:25. And then, of course, tonight at 8:20 or 8:15, one of those 2 times, Sunday Night Football, a playoff rematch, the Lions and the hosting the Rams, and we'll be there live for the hour before that, 7 to 8 on DTL Primetime Live. But, AB, according to DraftKings, the number on the Steelers and the Falcons is -4, and the money line juice to the Steelers and the total at 42. I want to start right there because big news came down yesterday that Russell Wilson named the starting quarterback for the entire preseason. Apparently, according to reports, the starting quarterback today will be Justin Fields. What does that change for you?
It changes what in the world happened between the preseason game and him being named the starter and then yesterday not being named the starter. Mike Tomlin doesn't generally play games with things like this, especially his quarterback. So did Russell Wilson literally wake up again and just old man syndrome, like, oh, my legs, my arm? Like, I don't know what happened, but I'll say this. I liked the Steelers with the points coming in before getting this news, and nothing against Justin Fields, but I don't know, man. It scares me a little bit. Like, I don't know what happened. That's not really Steelers' MO. But again, 4 points. Like, Mike Tomlin has made a career off of games like this where nobody's paying attention. Like, and the Falcons, they're going to be good, but they might not be good in week 1. I'll still go the Steelers +4.
Yeah, it's kind of a toss-up at this point, and Lynn Strude's helping us out. Apparently, the calf is still bothering him a little bit.
Yeah.
But, AB, to your point, I didn't see any big reports out there. And, Soupy, as I come over to you, if you don't have a calf or a hammy, you don't want to be thrown out there in week 1 when you go from really no preseason action to all of a sudden it's game action, which is way faster. But as you looked at this, and also maybe I don't know how many people took Russell Wilson in their fantasy, but they've got to be scrambling right about now as we are less than 3 hours from kick.
Oh,
no! Soupy! Sunday morning? We're all firing on all cylinders, and then this?
I have been so good at it, too. I'm not Raphael. Russell Wilson has fantasy-wise, Russell Wilson was sort of a late pick because people aren't sure really of how good he's going to be because of what happened in Denver. Justin Fields, to me, is a good replacement because he's going to run the ball. And for fantasy purposes, a quarterback that can run is a great asset. How are they going to play to me in this game? It's going to be a lot of Najee Harris. It's going to be a lot of Jaylen Warren, depending on how Jaylen Warren's hamstring. He's also was questionable going into this game. And it's going to be a lot of Pat Freiermuth. To me, those are going to be the 3 guys that try to establish and move this offense. And hopefully for their defense can stop Atlanta with, again, a new quarterback, a whole new sort of system. So for me, I am going to take the Steelers at +4. I like them to keep it close.
All right, so it doesn't scare you at all. Charles, let me come over to you because it scares me a little bit, but also the Falcons, last minute, are going to have to change their entire defensive outlook, yes?
They probably had one for each one going into that, knowing the uncertainty as well. I like the Falcons in this spot, plus especially at that 4. That's just telling you that's just trying to increase more people to get on the Steelers. No way can you take the Steelers not getting 4. So yeah, I mean, I like the Falcons in this spot. I also think that you may even want to look at the total now. I know with Justin Fields, his games tended to go more to the over as well. So you may also want to look at that total. We may even see more points than expected in this game also.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. That's exactly where I was going to go. Kirk Cousins has also been an over quarterback in his career. People love to just bag on him. There's a reason these teams spend all this money repeatedly on this guy. Say what you want. He can play the position of quarterback. Now, game number 2. And this is AB's bread and butter. This is his squad. This is the stadium that's just a few miles from where he lays his head every single night. But today, They start on the road in Chicago, facing the number 1 overall pick in Caleb Williams. And the Bears, fresh off of the hard knock life, minus 3.5. The plus 160 money line to the Titans. The total sitting at 44. Educate me, AB.
I'm going to go with the under in this game. You've got a brand new coaching staff in Tennessee. You've got a brand new rookie quarterback in Chicago. You have some pieces that are missing on both teams. Derrick Henry was the Titans offense for years. Now you're going to have to find new weapons with an offensive line that really isn't that good. But the Titans do have a decent defense. And the Bears can play defense too. They're one of the best teams in the NFL, actually, in converting interceptions, and they can cause turnovers all day long. I like the under here. I don't want to play with the spread. It's too wild, and you're going past the key number of 3. Give me the under 44.
Yeah, we got a little bit of everything in the chat. Winning Ugly says go Bears. Raven Derelict says Titan plus 3.5. Prince of Picks says Bear down. We got people on both sides of the fence. But Soupy Paul has a question. He says, in a matchup with my BIL 0.5, damn it, so many of you, there you go, have Njoku and Freiermuth. Who do you like better? Oh my God!
Twice.
Oh my God! I literally
doing?
was just on too, and I pressed it for some reason. Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Terrible.
It's right. AB.
Terrible day.
All right, I can fix this for you. Are you using the mute on your microphone?
Yes.
Okay, so don't do that. On StreamYard right here, there's a button at the bottom that says mute. When you're on mute, it's blinking red, right?
Yes.
So you can see. That's the way to go. That's a veteran move right there.
That's karma for calling out Raphael.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Go.
For this game, I like Freiermuth just because Njoku had a great end of the season last year in terms of fantasy. He was a top 5 fantasy guy, but that was with Joe Flacco. He only had about 8.3 points per game with Deshaun Watson as opposed to 12 points per game with Flacco. Give me Freiermuth in this game.
Your rival DG says Soupy pulling a Soupy. Mark says Soupy, it's all good.
Yeah.
I love the laughs that come with it. Oh, Mark, I'm glad that you do. And then Go See Mike says, leave it on. No, we do not leave microphones on. Stop giving my guys ideas. We're working very hard, very, very hard to train them. Do not leave it on. Stop it, you guys. But keep the chat popping. We love it. All right. Charles, let me come over to you, big boy, because it feels like everybody's kind of all over the place. But this is also Caleb Williams, and you've been all over the quarterbacks for our entire 24 days to the NFL. Does Caleb Williams impress in game 1 with all those weapons and DJ Moore, who is now the highest paid Bear of all time?
He should. I mean, they're stacked on offense, but I actually like him to throw an interception in this one. And the number's not too bad also. I went back and forth on this one. It was at 3.5. Now we're seeing 4s on the board for the Titans as well. I still think the Titans can potentially cover that 4. I was also looking at that total. I mean, I can see where AB's going with the under. I think we potentially could see points as well. Levis and Caleb Williams, I think maybe with these offenses, we maybe could see a few points in this one as well. But I think, rookie quarterbacks, they tend to struggle in these game 1s as well. They have a pretty bad track record, but I also like him to throw a pick. And what about DeAndre Swift? Receiving yards as an honorable mention. I think he could get about 14. I think it's up to 13.5 now. I think he may be an option out of the backfield for some receiving yards also.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Somebody in the chat was asking about that. So maybe Swift over 13.5, depending on the book, right around 13, but that's kind of the number. By the way, speaking of Tom Brady, he is not in favor, AB, of teams starting a rookie quarterback. He thinks it sets them back. He was very vocal in the offseason about this exact thing. And when we're talking Caleb Williams, if you watch Hard Knocks, AB, he's very confident. I have confidence in him to start, but Tom Brady says it's a mistake for anybody to start as a rookie. Do you agree with that?
Hard for me to disagree with Tom Brady on playing the quarterback position. If he says it, I'm going to roll with him, even though I'm pretty sure that he would have wanted to start game 1 when he got up there in New England. But, yeah, I mean, look, I defer to Brady on this one. I think he could probably do the no-fly zone better than me as well, so I'm just going to let him go. If he says it, I'll roll.
Also, he's got his rushing total. He does. Everybody, compared him to Patrick Mahomes coming out. His rushing number is 14.5. I might look at that one too. I think he's going to be running early and often. And also, remember, he's got weapons now. A lot. Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, which means a lot of those guys will be downfield. If he breaks out, he could get that number in one play. So I wouldn't mind that rushing number for Caleb Williams today. Edson says, can't disagree with the GOAT. That's right, Edson. We cannot. Now, game number 3. And this one, I think when we get to the end of the season, AB, is going to be one that we look back on, even though it's week 1, and said that set the standard. That set the tone for both teams, because both teams were a surprise last year. You got C.J. Stroud on one side. You got Anthony Richardson, arguably the best athlete to play the quarterback position, maybe ever. But the Texans, coming out their playoff run, they're favored by 3 on the road. The money line is plus 130 to the Colts, and the total sitting at 49. Where do we start, AB?
Naturally, you're going to think you want to go with the over, right? And I'm not saying that that's a bad pick, because this game could go any direction. What I love about it, it's a division game. All right, these two teams are the AFC South. You get the extra important motivation because this game actually means 2 in 1 here. Do the Texans show up from what we saw last season? Anthony Richardson, how is he going to be coming off of an injury? Look, I'm going to roll with the Colts plus the points at home just because I'm going to play a number in the NFL, and that number has delivered a lot when you have a 3-point underdog playing at home, especially in week 1 and especially in a division game.
All right, fascinating take from AB. So, Soupy, based off of what AB just said, where would your mind head for this game?
I am a big believer in Anthony Richardson this year. I said it on Friday's podcast. He is my number 1 top all-in player for fantasy. He is incredible with his legs. He had 16 run design plays in just 3.5 games. They know how to use him in this offense. He is going to be able to move the ball. I got to agree with AB. I am going to take a home team as an underdog plus 3. We'll see how the Texans are in year 2 with C.J. Stroud, but now everybody knows how good they are, and they are going to get their best every single week.
Every single week. Now, Charles, let me come over to you, because nobody is going to sneak up on anybody now. Certainly not these 2 quarterbacks, but it's about that year 1 to the year 2 maturation process that we start to look at. And C.J. Stroud, a lot of people think that eventually he will be a league MVP, but he needs to take that next step. Your thoughts on this game?
He absolutely does. Yeah, this game is this is another one I went back and forth. It kind of correlates. So if you like the Texans in this spot, you may want to see a lower scoring game, and vice versa. Colts, I think you're going to see more points if they were to cover as well. So yeah, I think it's year 2. Year 2 is a pivotal year for quarterbacks as well. It's really make or break for them. We've seen some just fall off the cliff. Rick Meyer one comes to mind as well. That's an old school one as well. So, yeah, like I said, I think this is a correlation. So I think Colts will see a higher score game, and then Texans lower score game.
AB, what is so funny?
Rick Meyer? What was that, 94? Like, credit on the stat. Like, dude, you pulled that out of the parking lot. Dude, that was awesome.
Come on, Charles. You're allowed to go back at him. Let him have it.
He's a classic. Hey, he's the poster boy for the 1-year wonder as well. So, and I was just watching something on him on YouTube a couple of days ago. So it sprung a little memory. So why not just throw it in there while I had the opportunity?
Hey, let me tell you this. Oh, Ricky Meyer is having a tough day after Notre Dame's loss yesterday.
Oh my God, right? By the way, because I don't like to undress anybody in the chat. You guys know me. It's not my style. However, when somebody writes, Peyton Manning turned out all right and he played as a rookie, does anybody know how many interceptions Peyton Manning had as a rookie?
It's still the NFL record.
27? Was it 27?
28. Nearly 2 interceptions a game. A game. He did not play well as a rookie. He had more interceptions than touchdown passes. I'm not a math major, but I've been doing this a minute. and that's not good. You have multiple seasons like that, you will not be playing in the NFL. Yes, he had a great career, but not as a rookie. All right. You guys are killing me today. Absolutely killing me today. All right, we got 2 more games to get to here on DTL. We will be live every single Sunday morning all the way up until the playoffs, and then we'll decide then where we're at. But who knows where we're going to be by then or what platforms. Stadium live tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Now, today, it's an all-Florida matchup. You know, Trevor Lawrence is one of the guys, AB, that got his money, and now he's got to prove it. Tua is one of those guys that got his money. Now he's got to prove it. And as we look at it, according to DraftKings, Dolphins, that dreaded hook. And here's where I want to ask you this, because we're always trying to educate and entertain. When it comes to buying half points to get to one of those pivotal numbers of 3, 7, and 10, do you like it or do you not like it, AB? And then you can go into your take on this, please.
I do. Like those numbers are real. Those hooks can they have damaged bank accounts for a long, long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's smart. Now you'll find people smarter than me in regards to putting like teasers and those kind of things together. But yes, like just in general, if the juice is generally worth the squeeze, right? If you're looking at that. But I like the Dolphins here. I think that they have so much offense going, and their defense could play as well. Let's not forget about that. Jalen Ramsey just signed himself a new deal, and he is obviously a stud alongside a whole lot of others there in the secondary. Nothing against the Jaguars. I love Doug Peterson as a human being. I think he's the nicest human being in the NFL, and he loves to give his team some ice cream and have a good day. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be a tough one, man. Give me the Dolphins here. I'll take a 3.5.
And I think that on the outside, Charles, I'll come to you next, that Tyreek Hill, who left Kansas City, my beloved Chiefs, for $30 million a year. And when we saw that number, we're like, this is banana land for a wide receiver. Now he's trying to prove himself so he can make 35 a year, 40 a year. So there's motivation all over the field in this game. What do you see?
Yeah, 30 seems like a discount now for Tyreek. He may be the most explosive player in the league as well. So, yeah, I think this one is full of playmakers. We even got my boy Brian Thomas from LSU making his debut as well. Look out for him for his either receptions to anytime touchdowns, like around plus 210 as well. So I think there's playmakers everywhere. This one's looking like we're potentially going to see some points in this one. Also like Tua to throw a pick. I could see him serving one up. To the Jags. Actually, we could see picks on both sides. This could be one where we see picks on both sides. Plenty of points, offensive playmakers everywhere. But, yeah, I'm going to really keep an eye on my boy Brian Thomas as well. Christian Kirk coming back could also have an impact for the Jags.
So maybe that over 1.5 in this game, interception-wise, according to Charles. Soupy, when you've got so many weapons on the field, and we know that our audience – and a lot of fans love to bet on quarterbacks. And I'm not talking fantasy. I'm talking yards, straight bets, completions, attempts, interceptions, touchdowns, longest completion. There's a million different ways. And today you got 2 quarterbacks that people love to bet on. Your take?
First, I'll start with Charles. Charles, Brian Thomas. Yes. If he is on your waiver wire right now, pick him up. I believe in him this year. I think he's going to take over for Calvin Ridley. Quarterback-wise, Tua Tagovailoa, what the Dolphins did is they played into his abilities. That's what you do, NFL teams. You play into your quarterback strength. They are the highest tempo offense. Last year they had the most plays in their opponent's zone. They know how to move the ball. Trevor Lawrence, his problem last year, as it was his rookie year, he throws it away too much. That sophomore year that everyone thought he was about to make that next step, no interceptions. Last year, completely regressed. That's going to be the problem. Jaguars cannot turn the ball over because the Dolphins will take advantage of that, and they will get the unanswered points.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings, but I am, thanks to the chat, looking at my phone right now, and AB, I got to make sure this is him, but Tyreek Hill is in handcuffs and near the stadium, and I'm watching it in real time. He just got arrested. He's in like a white top and jeans, and there's about 4 police officers, and he is in handcuffs as
Yeah,
we speak.
Let me say this. Let me go back to my newsroom days here. So allegedly, yeah, Tyreek Hill arrested. There's a video of it. It's a guy that looks like Tyreek Hill, and it looks like Miami out there. We don't know. Nobody, in terms of the big, newsbreakers, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, etc., are reporting it. But the video's there. We don't know when the video was shot. We have no idea. But it looks like him. All right, did Adam Schefter just post it? If Adam Schefter posted it, then you're pretty much good to go. I don't know what in the world happened. I don't know what any of this is. Yes. All right, here we go. You ready? Dolphins wide receiver. Go ahead.
Whoa.
Yeah,
they just tackled him, or he fell down.
All right. Adam Schefter, do you want me to read the report?
Yeah, please.
He put it out. Adam Schefter just reported Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill was detained by police today, entering the stadium for a driving violation per his agent, Drew Rosenhaus. But Rosenhaus said Tyreek Hill will play today. So there you go.
He's
Scotty Scheffler all over again.
Scheffler. I was just going to say it's Scotty Scheffler day.
Hey, now here's the thing. You do warm-ups at the 50s, like before a game, right? And you stretch as a team, as lines. I guess he was, out there in Dade County lockup going, all right, fellas, y'all got me on fantasy, right? I'm going off. Tyreek Hill might go off today, by the way. So.
He might go off because he's going to be ticked off. They, if you've ever been to a game at Miami, I almost got a driving violation when I went to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. It's the worst access to a stadium, and you're always trying to go on back roads, and the highway is right behind. If anybody's been to Miami, you know what I'm talking about. So it wouldn't surprise me. A lot of people getting these, but in handcuffs for a driving violation. But he will play today. So again, and Paul said the anytime touchdowns were locked at a lot of plays, that would make more sense. And they probably will not be unlocked until Tyreek is in uniform and on the field. So you're probably gonna have to wait a couple of hours. All right, one more game. And has this hour not just flown by?
Yeah.
I mean, this is absolutely bananas. Bananas. All right, there are two games at 4:25 Eastern this afternoon. This is the featured game. As we mentioned, this is where Tom Brady and the number one Fox team will be. The Cowboys, all kinds of offseason turmoil. CeeDee Lamb finally got his money. Dak Prescott, he says, hey, I don't want an extension. I'm going to bet on myself. I want 60, 70 million next year. But I got to have a big-time year this year, and it all starts today on the road against another team, AB, that a lot of people think not only are good enough to make the playoffs, but make some noise in the playoffs. But their quarterback has got to play better than he's played in the first couple of years in Cleveland. Talk to me, Cowboys, Browns.
Well, the Browns are going to be without Nick Chubb, so we know that one. The Cowboys, don't be surprised if they try to get a deal done with Dak Prescott before this game, seriously. Questions on both sides, right? I'm playing the over in this game, so I'm going to roll with the over. I think that there are going to be a ton of points, even though both really do have top 10 defenses. I think you're going to see two quarterbacks that are really trying to prove a whole lot of mess that they've been hearing about. Give me the points here.
And it's not about when it's the first game of the season, keeping up with the Joneses. But, Charles, the Eagles did win in Brazil on Friday night, 31-26, I think was the final. So the Cowboys know that they're already a half game behind. They know that they've got to show perception-wise that they're not in trouble, that they're all good. How big of a game for the Cowboys do you believe today is?
It's a huge game. The Eagles already laid down the gauntlet going to Brazil and getting that victory. And I think this may be a tricky spot with AB on the interceptions. I think I went back and forth on this one as well. I originally thought this was going to be lower scoring, kind of a fist fight. And I love the both quarterbacks to throw an interception, Myles Garrett to get a sack. There are several different opportunities for the defensive props in this one as well. So went back and forth with this one. I keep coming with the under, but I'm riding with AB. He likes the over, so I'm right there with you on the over as well. But I like the interceptions the most. I think both QBs serve one up on each side.
It's just such a low total because of the Browns and because of their defense. But they have shown if they allow points, then points just open up. So I think that's what we're all talking about here is that Dak and that offense is just better than that Browns and that defense. And that's what I believe too. So at 41, it's worth a shot. Soupy, bring us home. There's a lot of weapons on both sides of the fence. But as AB said, Nick Chubb is out, and that hurts the Browns.
Not necessarily, because Jerome Ford did a great job last year replacing Chubb, and they already said that Ford is going to get a lot of work, and they anticipate him doing the production that he did last year. And I also like Jerry Jeudy as the second option now in this offense. Deron Bland, he's out for the year. That's their second cornerback, so I don't know who's really going to cover him. I do think that the Dallas offense is better. The problem is they don't have a running back, so look for Dak to throw a lot, possibly even 40 passes. CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Jake Ferguson are all going to need to contribute today.
It's so different year to year when you're talking about running backs for almost every single team. Isn't Ezekiel Elliott back with the Cowboys this year?
He is.
Oh, man.
Who
if he
knows
gets more
what
than 10
option
carries,
he'll
I would
take.
be shocked. I would be shocked.
I think he'll get into the rotation. I do think it's going to be Rico Dowdle, and then I think Deuce Vaughn is actually going to be more of the second option. Maybe Ezekiel Elliott is a third down power back, third and short type of guy, goal line maybe. I'm not sure really what his role will be.
Yeah, Deuce Vaughn is what was the oh my God, I covered him all the way back in high school.
Sproles.
Thank you, Sproles. He's just like Darren Sproles. You can't see him until he's running by you. And that dude, and his dad works for the Cowboys, one of the great videos of all time. Real quick, AB, and then we got to wrap it up. Cowboys starting 2 rookie O-linemen. One of them is across from Garrett. Do you love Garrett's sack props today?
I always love his sack props, and absolutely on that stat. And understand, Ezekiel Elliott's one of the best pass blocking running backs in the NFL a couple of years ago. He's a little older now. And Tony Pollard, who was the stud running back, yeah, he's with the Tennessee Titans now. He ain't there anymore. I have worries with this Cowboys offensive net. Yes, I like it.
I encourage you all to do a little bit of homework. Go in, look at these teams. Don't blindly bet, but stay here every single day. We'll have football content for you. Now, what we're going to do at the end of every single Sunday, my guys, I got to let them go wherever they want to go. 15 or 20 seconds only for our final takes of the show. And Charles, let me start with you.
Yeah, a big day on today. A couple teams I'm really looking forward to. I'm with the Saints and the Panthers to over 41.5. I think they can get a 21 apiece is not too bad in this controlled temperature in the Superdome. So yeah, give me the over there. Seahawks -6 against this Denver team as well. Love the Seahawks in this spot. That's why I'm gonna go ahead and bundle them together with the Falcons on the money line as well. I think they both get wins. I think both cover in these spots as well. So yeah, let me go and get that a little plus money.
All right. I do not need, and I appreciate you doing that for us, Charles. I do not need the recaps, though. I just want your final takes on how you're looking at the day. So, Subi,
yeah, that's where I was going. Then I saw the recap come up, so I was like, hold up.
It's called wallpaper, Charles. We're doing big time shows now with commercials and stuff. That's right. It's called wallpaper in this business. But we got you, buddy. We got you. Subi, your final take on today as we head into 8 1 o'clock games.
Whether it be fantasy or betting wise, do not take a lot of stock into week 1. They are trying out new things in the playbook that they only did in practice and don't know how it's going to be in game situations. If a team loses by a lot in the first game, that doesn't mean they're going to be terrible. If they win by a lot, that doesn't mean they're going to be great. So take week 1 always with a grain of salt, both fantasy and betting wise.
AB, bring us home.
The Giants and the Vikings. Both defenses are going to sell out to stop any type of run to force Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones to throw. You might see low numbers in props for pass attempts. Those will be up because they'll have to be.
Because they will have to be. I encourage you to follow all of my guys on social media. They're always tweeting throughout these games at 1 o'clock and at 4 o'clock. A reminder tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. Tune in for DTL Primetime Live, whether it's right here on our YouTube page or we will be simulcast on Stadium wherever you find it. Amazon Prime Video, YouTube TV, Roku TV, all of them. We are now live on Stadium as well as we break down Sunday Night Football. The Rams going to Detroit to take on the Lions. And by the way, Matthew Stafford's wife and family will not be going. They don't feel like Detroit is welcoming them back. That will be a storyline tonight on Primetime Live. In the meantime, what a great hour. What a fun hour. our first hour on Sunday morning. So understand this. It's now time for you to go out into the world, but you only got a couple of hours. You only got a couple of hours for you to pay it forward. I saw somebody in the chat say their wife said, how long does this show last? And he said, damn it, not long enough. Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much. And understand this. There is only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My tie crew, love them all. My man from the Dirty Big Chuck. Best beer in the game, Soupy. My partner, AB, the 5-tool player. Producer, man, always teaching my guys a little something new here in the live world of big-time TV. That's where we take our next step. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you. So, damn it, we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about every single day. And now, Sundays, right here on DTL. Good luck today.